right? Let me go and open one notepad. First, let me go and open one notepad. And let me keep here. Let me keep here. So what is the agenda for today's classes? Let me keep here the agenda. What is the agenda for today's classes? In today's class, we are going to discuss about the complete introduction to Microsoft Power Platform, right? So in today's class, in the next coming 60 minutes of time, so we are going to understand the complete introduction to Microsoft Power Platform. So what we'll understand here is the different points. Like first, we'll understand what is Power Platform, what type of software it is, what we can do with the help of Power Platform software. Also, we'll understand who will use Power Platform and who will hire Power Platform developers. So in detail about Power Platform, we are going to discuss now in today's class. So now, first of all, let me go and list out all the different points. First, I will go and list out all the different points which I'm going to cover. So let me list out all the different points, guys. The first point to understand in today's class is what is Power Platform. And the second point to understand in today's class, what is meant by business applications. And next, the third point to understand in today's class, how to implement the business applications using Power Platform software. What we'll understand, how to implement this business applications using what? Using Power Platform software. And also, one more point we'll understand, Power Platform architecture. Power Platform architecture. So what is the architecture of Microsoft Power Platform? Let me show you the architecture now. So this is what the architecture is, Power Platform architecture. So you'll understand architecture of Power Platform by the end of this today's class. By the end of this today's class, you'll understand what is the architecture, right? So these are all the points which I'm going to discuss now in today's class, guys. I'm listing out the points here. So now among all those different points, first let me go and discuss about what is Power Platform. So now try to understand this. For now at an high level, just keep in mind what we can do with the help of Power Platform. At an high level, just keep in mind for now what we can do with the help of Power Platform. So let me list out, guys. So what we can do with the help of Power Platform means, so within the Power Platform, we can create the apps. We can create what? Apps. And within the Power Platform, we can create some websites. We can create what? Websites. And within the Power Platform, we can create some chatbots. We can create what? Chatbots. And within the Power Platform, we can do some automations. And within the Power Platform, we can store the data. It will act as one of the data source. And also within the Power Platform, we can do what? We can do data analysis. So these are all the 6 things which we are able to implement within the Power Platform. So how to implement all the 6 components within the Power Platform and why we need to implement? We'll understand first point, why we need to implement all the 6 components, and also we'll understand how to implement them with the help of Power Platform software, right? Fine. So for now, just keep in mind at a high level, these are all the things which we can do with the help of Power Platform. Next, along with this, we'll understand 2 more points. The next point we'll understand, that is who will use the Power Platform software. Who will use what? Power Platform software. And also the next point we'll understand, that is who will hire the Power Platform developers. Who will hire whom? Power Platform developers. So these 2 points also we'll understand now in today's class, right? Okay, fine. So now these are all the points, guys. So I done with listing out all the different points which I'm going to cover now in today's class. So each and every point I'll discuss in a detailed way. Each and every point I'll discuss in a detailed way. So among all those different points, first let me go and discuss about who will use Power Platform and who will hide the Power Platform developers. First, we'll try to understand these 2 points, guys. First, we'll try to understand about these 2 points, right? So now, try to understand who will use the Power Platform now. Who will use the Power Platform software? Let us say, who will use the Power Platform software means, let's say if there is any company, whatever the company it is, if you take any company case, the companies will do what? Companies will do some business, correct? So now let's take well-known companies for us. Let's take Amazon. I'm taking the example of Amazon. Let's take Amazon company is there. So Amazon is one company. They're doing some business. What business? E-commerce business. And let's take some other company like ICICI. It is one company. They're doing some business. What business? They're doing some banking business, right? And let's take some other company like Swiggy. Swiggy is one company. They're doing some business. What? They're doing some food business. They're doing what business? Some food business. So like this, if you take any company, guess whatever the company is, the companies will do what? They'll do some business. Okay, fine, good. Now, let's say Amazon company is there. Let's say Amazon is there. It is one company. Now, Amazon is doing what business? Nowadays, Amazon is doing what business? E-commerce business, right? So now, try to understand one point here, guys. Do you people think that? Do you people think that Amazon company directly they started doing the e-commerce business? Do we think that Amazon company directly they started doing the e-commerce business? No. So they are not able to start doing the business directly, guys. And let's take ICICI is there. Do you people think that ICICI company directly they started doing the banking business? No. Or if you take Swiggy, Swiggy company, do you think that Swiggy company directly they started doing the food business? No. So now, before going to start the business, now what the companies need to do? So let me keep here, guys. So before going to start the business, the companies need to go and implement some applications. Before going to start the business, the companies need to do what? They need to go and implement some applications. And now, what applications the companies need to implement? What applications the companies need to implement before going to start the business? The companies need to implement what applications means. They need to go and implement the business applications, guys. Let me go and mention that point here. So now, what we understand to here, still now we discussed about what? If there is any company, if there is any company, if the company wants to start any business, if the company wants to start some business, then before going to start the business, before going to start what business, what the companies need to do, we understand that companies need to go and implement what? Companies need to implement some applications, guys. What applications? Companies need to implement some business applications, right? Okay, just 1 second, online people. Just give me 1 minute. Just 1 second, guys. Someone came to the offline. So just give me 1 minute. Right. Okay. Sorry for disturbance. So now what we understand still now, as we come to know that uh, before going to start the business, the companies need to do what? The companies need to go and implement some applications. What applications means? Business applications, right? Okay. Now, the next point we need to understand here. Now, what are called as business applications? Business applications is nothing but what? Let me give some examples, guys. Let's take Amazon is there. Amazon is doing the e-commerce nowadays, right? E-commerce business. So to do this business, Amazon company will have what? They'll have some business applications. Now, what business applications the Amazon company will have now? Let me keep here the examples. Let's take apps. App is one of the business application, guys. Amazon company will have some apps or not? Yes, they'll have. It is one of the business application. And let's take Amazon company will have the website or not? Yes, they'll have. Now, website is one of the business application. Nowadays, they are creating the chatbots, guys. Top MNC companies, they are creating some chatbot. So chatbot is also one of the business application. And next, Amazon company will go and do some automations or not? Amazon company will go and do some automations or not? Yes, they will do. So to do the automations, we need to have some other application, right? And also, Amazon company will have some data. So they need to store the data. To store the data, they need to have what? Data sources. So data source is also one of the business application. And also, Amazon company will do what? They'll go and analyze the data. They'll do what? They'll go and analyze the business data. So that is nothing but data analysis. So now if you take any company case, either Amazon, ICICI, Swiggy, Zomato, etc., whatever the company it is, nowadays, app is mandatory. Without having the mobile app, doing some business, it is not an easy task. And if you are doing some business means for your business, website is mandatory. And nowadays, chatbots, top MNC companies are creating some chatbot. And next, doing the automations. If you take any one of these companies, they'll do some automation or not. Yes. To do the automations, we need to have some other application. And also, if you are doing some business means, then you'll have some business data. We need to store the data. Where we can store the data? In the data sources. So data source is one of the business application which you are using within the business. And also data analysis. So if you are doing some business means, then you will analyze your business data or not? Yes, we'll analyze. So to analyze the business data, we need to have some other application. So these are all called as what? These are all comes under the business applications, guys, right? So any company, if you take either Amazon, ICICI, Swiggy, Zomato, these are mandatory, guys. App is mandatory, website is mandatory, automation, data sources, data analysis, these are mandatory. So these are all called as what? These are all called as business applications, right? So now we understand before going to start the business, the companies need to go and implement what? Applications. What applications? Business applications. Now what are called as business applications? These are all comes under the business applications, right? Now my requirement, I need to implement this business applications, guys. That means I want to create an app, I want to create a website, I need to create some chatbot. I want to implement all the business applications. To implement these business applications, now we need to go and use one software. So what's that software we are going to use now? Power Platform. Power Platform. Let me keep here, guys. So in order to go and implement all the business applications, we are going to use one software called what? Power Platform software, right? So now here we understand who will use Power Platform, who will use it. As we come to know, if there is any company, if the company is doing some business, then before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? The companies need to go and implement what? Business applications. Now, in order to go and implement all the business applications, what the software companies are using nowadays? Power Platform. So we understand who will use Power Platform, who will use it? Companies will use. And also one more point we understand here, guys. Power Platform is used for what? One more point to understand. Using Power Platform, what we can do? We can implement all the business applications. One more point we understand. Power Platform is used for what? Power Platform is used to implement all the business applications, right? And now, the next point we need to understand here. Now, who will hire the Power Platform developers, guys? So for this question also, the answer is same. So who will hire the Power Platform developers means, who will hire the Power Platform developers means, which company is using what? Power Platform software to implement what? To implement the business applications. The same companies will go and hire whom? The same companies will go and hire the Power Platform developers. So let me go and keep that point here, guys. Who will hire the Power Platform developers means which company is using the Power Platform software, the same company will go and hire the Power Platform developers, right? Okay. Now, why these companies are hiring the Power Platform developers? Why these companies are hiring the Power Platform developers? Because Power Platform developers will go and work with which software? Power Platform developers will go and work with which software? Power Platform software. Now, with the help of Power Platform software, Power Platform developers will do what? They'll go and implement what? Business applications. Correct. Now, once after implementing the business applications, with the help of the business applications, companies will start doing what? Business, right? Fine, guys. So clearly we understand who will use Power Platform, who will hire the Power Platform developers, and also Power Platform is used for what, right? Okay. So let me go and mention the point here. As we come to know, nowadays companies are using the Power Platform software, to implement all the business applications, right? Let me keep that point here. Nowadays, companies are using the Power Platform software to implement the business applications. Fine, guys. And now try to understand. From here, I need to understand two more points. Next, we need to understand about what? From here, we need to understand two more points. What we need to understand here, if you observe what I said, before going to start the business, what the companies need to do? I said that companies need to implement what? Business applications. Now, why? Why the companies need to implement the business applications before going to start the business? What is the need? So what is the need of business applications? This is the first point we need to understand, guys. What's the first point? What is the need of business applications? Why the companies need to implement them before going to start business? And the second point we need to understand how to implement these business applications using what? Power Platform. We need to understand how to implement the business applications using Power Platform. These 2 points we need to understand now. So let me go and list out those 2 points here, guys. The first point we need to understand what is the need of business applications. The first point we need to understand what is the need of business applications. Right? And the second point we need to understand how to implement the business applications using Power Platform. Using what? Power Platform software. These 2 points we need to understand now, right? So first, let me go and discuss about what is the need of business applications, guys. So why the companies need to implement the business applications before going to start the business? What's the need of them? Simple. What's the need of business applications is business applications are used to implement or streamline. These are used to implement or streamline the business process of an organization. Simple case. What is the need of business applications? Business applications are used to implement or streamline. Now, what you want to streamline? These are used to implement or streamline what? These are used to streamline the business process of what? Organizations. So every organization means companies, guys. Every company, they'll have some business process. Yes or no? Yes, every company will have some business process. Now my requirement, I want to streamline the complete business process, or I want to implement the complete business process. So if you want to streamline the business process of an organization, then must and should we need to go and use what? Business applications only. So with the help of the business applications only, we are able to streamline what? We are able to streamline the business process of what? The organizations, right? Okay. So here we understand what is the need of business applications. Why the companies need to implement the business applications before going to start the business? Because whatever the business you are doing, your business will have some process. Now you want to streamline the complete process of your organization. to streamline business process of any organization, must and should we need to use the business applications, right? Okay. And from here, we need to understand one more point, guys. What we need to understand here is, I used one word called business process. Now, what is meant by business process? Now, let me keep here, guys. Business process will involve in what? Let me keep here. Business process will involve in multiple activities, comma, tasks, and rules that are used to implement a process of an organization. Simple. Business process it involves in what? Business process it involves in multiple activities, multiple tasks, and while doing these activities and tasks, we'll follow some rules. Now, by using what? By using what you can define all these activities, tasks, and rules. By using what? With the help of the business applications only. With the help of these business applications only, we can define multiple activities, tasks, and rules within the business process, right? Okay. Now we understand about what is meant by business applications, what is the need of them, and what is meant by business process. And now the next point we need to understand how to implement these business applications using what? Power Platform. This point we need to understand how to implement the business applications using Power Platform, right? So before going to understand how to implement the business applications using Power Platform, here we need to understand one more point, guys. What we need to understand here is, while implementing the business applications, while implementing what? Business applications, there is one process we need to follow. It is not recommended to implement the business applications by your own. So there should be one process we need to follow. That process will call it as business applications process, guys. Let me mention that point here. So now, while implementing the business applications, there should be one process we need to follow. That process will call it as what? That process will call it as business applications process, right? So now let me go and open the business applications process architecture so that you'll understand in a better way what is meant by the business applications process. Let me open the architecture now. This is what the architecture of business applications process. Business applications process architecture. And now, while implementing the business applications for any company, you need to follow this process, guys. Now let's try to understand what this process now. So now, while implementing the business applications for any organizations, always it is recommended to start with the front-end applications, guys. Always it is recommended to start with what? Front-end applications. So front-end applications means what? Front-end applications is nothing but, let me give an example, guys. Front-end applications is nothing but apps, websites, and then chatbot. These three will come under front-end, guys. Front-end means what? Whatever the applications which the customers are able to see with their eyes, those comes under where? Front-end. Apps, customers are able to see. Website, customers can see it. Chatbot also, customers can able to see. So these three comes under the front-end, guys. Now, once after front-end applications, second preference we need to give for what? Second preference we need to give for what? Automation. Sorry, data sources, guys, not automation. Second preference we need to implement what? Data sources. Now, what is meant by data sources? Data sources is nothing but the place where the companies will store the business data, guys. What's meant by data sources? The place where the companies will store their business data will call it as data sources, right? Now, once after data sources, next third preference is for what? Next, we need to go and implement the automations. Next, we need to implement what? Automations. The third step, we need to go and implement the automations. Now, nowadays, even small scale companies also prefer to do the automations, guys, right? Without doing the automations, doing the business nowadays, it is not possible. And next, finally, the fourth step is what? Data analysis. Finally, the fourth step is what? Data analysis. Data analysis means what? Showing the data in the form of visuals or reports. If you see, these are all the visuals, guys. These are all what? These are all the visuals. So showing the data in the form of visuals or in the form of report, we'll call it as data analysis. We'll call it as what? Data analysis. So now we understand the business applications process is involved in how many steps? 4 steps. So what are the 4 steps? Step 1 is what? Front-end applications. Front-end applications means what? Creating the apps, website, and chatbot. Second step, data sources. Data sources means what? The place where the company will store the business data. And third step is for what? Automation. And finally, the fourth step is what? Data analysis. So now we understand business applications process is a how many step process? 4-step process. 4-step involved here, right? Okay, as I mentioned, always it is recommended to start with front-end applications, guys. For any company, if you are implementing the business applications, recommended to start with front-end, right? But irrespective of starting with front-end applications, let us say, you want to start with data analysis first. You decided to start with data analysis, guys. Now it is possible to start with data analysis initially means, no, it is not possible. You are not able to start with the data analysis initially. Now, why it is not possible means because this data analysis depends on the data sources. Data analysis is depending on what? Data sources. So now, okay, if you have the data sources, then you can do the data analysis means no. Again, this data sources is depending on what? Front-end applications. This data sources is depending on what? Front-end applications. And also this automations, majority of the times it depends on the data sources. And even sometimes it depends on the front-end applications. Even sometimes it depends on the data analysis. So now what we understand here, whatever the 4-step business applications process will have, all those 4 steps are connected with each other internally, guys. Each and every step is having some connection with another step. So now we need to understand why these 4 steps are connected. And then we need to understand how they are connected. So you'll understand, I'll explain you how these 4 steps are connected with each other internally and why they are connected, you'll come to know. For now, just keep in mind, this business applications process is involved in how many steps? 4 steps. These are the 4 steps involved. How these 4 steps are connected with each other internally and why they are connected, you'll understand, guys. I'll discuss. Right? Okay. And now let me go to the class notes. Go to the class notes. And let me mention here, business applications process is a how many step process? It's a 4-step process. Now let me go and list out all the different 4 steps here, guys. Step 1 is what? Front-end applications. And step 2 is what? Data sources. And step 4 is what? Automations. And finally, this is step 3. Step 4 is data analysis. Step 3 is automation. Step 4 is data analysis, right? So these are the 4 steps involved in this case. Now let's try to understand each and every step in a detailed way. First, we'll understand about front-end applications. Next, we'll understand about data sources. Next, automation. And then finally, data analysis. How these 4 steps are connected with each other internally, you'll understand, guys. Right? Fine. Let's start implementing. As I said that always, it is recommended to start with what? Front-end. So front-end applications means what comes in picture? Apps, websites, and then chatbot. These 3 will comes under the front-end applications, guys. These 3 will comes under where? Front-end. Right. Okay. Now try to understand one more point. In order to go and understand this 4-step business applications process in a better way, to understand what is this 4-step business applications process in a better way, let us assume that we are implementing this business applications process for one of these companies. Any company, it is fine. For any company, the process will be same. So now let's take an example of Swiggy company. Let's take an example of what? Swiggy. I think well-known company for all of you people. Okay? Swiggy company is a well-known company to all. Now let us assume that in order to go and understand this business applications process in a better way, we are going to implement this process for which company? Swiggy company. And Swiggy company is doing what business? Food business. Keep in mind these 2 points, guys. We are going to implement the business applications process for which company means Swiggy company. And Swiggy is doing what business means? Food business, right? Okay. And now here, Swiggy company, they are ready with front-end applications, guys. Swiggy company is ready with what? Front-end. Let's take they have one app and they have one website. Now, if the company is having the front-end applications, if they're ready with front-end, then slowly they can start doing the business case, like testing their business functionality, promoting their business. Slowly they can start doing. Now, as a customer, let's take I'm the customer, guys. As a customer, I want to buy some food item from Swiggy. So as a customer, if I want to buy some food item from the Swiggy, then what I need to do as a customer? First of all, I need to download and install what? Swiggy app. I need to download and install the Swiggy app. Once after downloading and installing the Swiggy app, next what I need to do? I need to place an order. I'm going to place the order now. So now here, where will place the orders? In the app. Correct? Yes or no? Yes. Within the app, once the app is installed, next we are going to place an order. Yes. As a customer, we are going to place an order. Now, once the order is placed, what happens? Within 30 minutes to 1 hour, hardly it will take 1 hour, guys, not more than that. Within 1 hour, Swiggy company will deliver the food item to the customer. Correct? This is what we know. This is what we know as a customers. But try to understand, guys. You are going to work as what? A Power Platform developer or a Power Apps developer. So as a Power Apps developer, you need to understand one point here. What you need to understand here is, keep in mind, guys, important. Whenever the customer places an order in the app, whenever the customer is placing an order in the app, what is happening internally means customer is generating some business data for Swiggy company, guys. Let's say I'm the customer. I am placing an order in the Swiggy app. If I place an order means I am generating some business data for Swiggy company. Customer doesn't know. Customer doesn't know that he is generating the business data for Swiggy company. But internally it is happening. I am the customer. If I place an order, that means I am generating some business data for Swiggy company. What kind of business data the customers will generate? Let me give an example here. What kind of business data the customers will generate here is, they'll generate the orders data, guys, like order ID. Whenever the order is placed, for every order, the ID is unique. Unique ID will be there. So what is the order ID? And next, what's the sales price of that order? And what's the profit of that order? By selling that food item, what's the profit the Swiggy company will get? They'll generate the profits related data. And also, will generate what? Food items related data, which food item we are placing in order. And also we'll generate what? Restaurants related data, which is the restaurant is preparing that food, right? We are going to generate the restaurants related data. And also we are going to generate what? Customers related data, like who is the customer placing an order? What's the customer name, customer email ID, mobile number, delivery address, order date, order time, delivery time. So like this, we'll generate some lot of information, guys, right? So this data is called as what? Orders data. Orders data is also called as what? We'll also call it as business data, guys. We'll also call it as what? Business data. So now, where the Swiggy company will store the details of the orders, where the customers place. I'm the customer. If I place an order in the Swiggy app, now where the Swiggy company will store the details of my order. Try to understand, guys. Whenever the order is placed in the app, the complete details of that order automatically will comes into the data sources, guys. The complete details of the order automatically will comes into where? Data sources. So now where the Swiggy company will store the business data or orders data? Data sources. Right. Let me go and mention that point here, guys. So whenever the customer places an order in the app, the complete details of the order will comes into the data sources. So what the data sources contains means it will contains what? Business data. And now in which format companies will store the business data in the data sources? Companies will store the data in the data sources in the form of what? Tables. Companies will store the data in the data sources in the form of what? Tabular format, right? Okay, fine. So still now we understand step 1 and step 2. So in the app, whenever the order is placed, we understand that the complete details of that order will comes into the data sources. In the data sources, companies will store the business data in the form of tables, right? Okay, good. And next point, we need to understand about automation. Third step. Automation is nothing but what? Sending the automated emails to the customers or sending the automated text messages to the customers, or approvals, auto approvals. These we can do automatically, guys, right? So, but now here we need to understand where the Swiggy company will go and perform the automations. We need to understand where the Swiggy company will do the automations. Now, if you observe, guys, if you observe, uh, whenever the order is placed in the app, once the order is placed successfully in the app, Swiggy company will send one confirmation email to you that your order is placed successfully. Yes or no? Yes. Once the order is placed, they'll send one confirmation mail that thanks for placing the order. Your order is placed successfully. And in the body of that email, you can see which food item you placed and the details of that order. It will provide some information there. Now, whatever the email the Swiggy company is sending to the customer once the order is placed, those mails are sent by the humans or not? Yes or no case. Whatever the mails Swiggy company is sending to the customers once the order is placed, do you people think that those mails are sent by the humans? Yes or no? No. Correct. So those mails are not sent by the humans, guys. Those are system generated emails. Now, why the Swiggy company is sending the emails to the customers automatically? Why they are not using the humans to send the emails here? Because of, there are a lot of reasons, guys. But let me explain you two major reasons here. I'll explain about two major reasons. The first reason why they are sending the emails automatically to the customers, why they are not using the humans here is, the first reason, how many customers will place the orders in the Swiggy app per day in India? Let's take in complete in India, like major cities like Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, Kolkata, Pune, Mumbai. Let's take major cities and complete in India. How many customers will place the orders, or how many orders will be placed in the Swiggy app? Hundreds, thousands, lakhs. Let's take some number, guys. Let's take some average number. I'm taking some number here. Let's take 50,000 orders will be placed, or 50,000 customers are placing the orders, right? Anyone is fine. So now for all the 50,000 customers, whenever the order is placed, Swiggy company need to send one confirmation email or not? Yes or no? So it need to send how many emails to the customers? 50,000 emails. And also, Swiggy company will send the email to the restaurants or not? Confirmation email to the restaurant. So and so food item you to prepare. So 50,000 emails to the restaurants. And also, Swiggy company will send the email to the customers again once the order is delivered. Once the order is delivered, it will send another email to the customer that your order is delivered successfully. Now, totally how many mails here in this scenario? 1.5 lakh emails. 1.5 lakh emails. Now, it is possible to send 1.5 lakh emails per day with the help of humans. Humans can able to do this work, right? No, humans are not able to do this work. Sending 1.5 lakh mails per day manually with the help of humans, it is not an easy task. But what Swiggy company decided here is, let us assume, guys, let's say Swiggy company decided to do this work with the help of humans only. So they are hiring some big manpower, thousands of employees. They are hiring some big manpower to send the 1.5 lakh mails per day. So let's take some number here. Let's say Swiggy company is hiring some 30,000 employees just for sending the emails. Now, maybe 30,000 employees sending 1.5 lakh emails per day, maybe they can do. Maybe they can do. Okay, up to here is fine. But now try to understand, guys. When does Swiggy company need to send the email to the customers and to the restaurants? Once the customer places an order in the app, immediately within the fraction of seconds, guys, it doesn't take much time. Hardly it will take 4 to 5 seconds. Now tell me, even though you have 5,000 employees, this 5,000 employees, they can able to send the email to the customers within 4 to 5 seconds? No, you have 30,000 employees here. This 30,000 employees, they can able to send the email to the customers in 4 to 5 seconds? No, it is not possible, guys. And by understanding which order the customer is placed, what is the details of the order, what's the customer details, understanding the order's data, and composing the email, sending that email to the customer, even it is not possible to do it, even though you have 30,000 employees. So If you want to do this kind of work with the help of humans, no, it is not possible, guys. Humans are not able to do this kind of work. So this kind of work we'll call it as a repeated work. We'll call it as what? Repeated work process. So this is one of the repeated work process for every order. 50,000 orders are placed. 50,000 orders, the process will be same. For every order, the process is same. So if you want to do this kind of repeated work process with the help of humans, no, humans are not able to do it. So companies are doing this work with the help of what? Systems or some softwares. So if you are doing some work automatically with the help of systems or softwares, then we'll call it as what? Automation. So where the Swiggy company is doing the automations means once the customer places an order, what happens? The data comes here into the data sources. Once the data comes here, immediately by taking the data as a reference, it will send one automated email to the customer, right? Okay. Now we understand where the Swiggy company will go and perform the automations. Guys. Here I am explaining one of the work process. This is one of the work process where the Swiggy company will have. Like this Swiggy company will have n number of work process, guys, not one or two. They'll have n number of work process will be there. To do all these different types of work, repeated work process, they'll go and use what? Some automation softwares, right? Fine, okay. And then finally, data analysis. Data analysis means what, guys? Simple data analysis means analyzing your business data. And now, nowadays, companies are preferred to analyze the business data in the form of visuals or reports. Companies need to analyze the business data, but companies are preferred to analyze the data in which format? Visuals or reports. So to perform the data analysis, nowadays, it is mandatory to create the visuals or the reports, guys. Nowadays, it is mandatory to create the visuals or reports. And now try to understand. So to create the visuals or reports, first of all, we need to have what? Data. If you want to create the visuals or reports, first we need to have the data. Now already we know where the companies will store the data. Data sources, correct. So in the data sources, already we know in which format the companies will store the data. Tables, correct. In the tabular format. So now let's take there is one table case. As I am discussing about orders data, sales data, like, so I'm taking the same table case. Let us assume that I'm having some orders table. There is a table called what? Orders. Now let us assume in this table, I'm having 10 million orders data is there. How many records? 10 million orders data. 10 million means it is not a less number case. It is a huge number. So if you have the 10 million rows in one table, then it is possible for you to understand this data. You have one table. In the table, you have 10 million rows. First of all, if you have 100 rows, it is not possible for you to understand if the data is in the form of table. So as the data is in the form of tables, we are not able to analyze this. Tables are just to store the data, not for analysis purpose. So to understand the data, which is there in the tables, what companies are doing now, whatever the data is there in the tabular format, they are showing the data in the form of what? Visuals or reports. By taking the data from the data sources, which is stored in the form of tables, we are going to show that data in the form of visuals or reports. Once after showing the data in the form of visuals or reports, then by seeing these visuals or reports, companies will do what? They'll go and analyze the data. Analyzing the data will call it as what? Data analysis. Analyzing the data will call it as what? Data analysis. So to perform the data analysis, nowadays companies are asking to create the visuals or reports. To create the visuals, we need to have the data from where we are taking data sources. By taking the data of the data sources, we'll create some visuals or reports. And then finally, by seeing the visuals or reports, we'll go and analyze the data. Right. So now let me open one report case so that you'll understand a better way what is meant by data analysis. I'll open one report here. I'll open one report so that you'll understand what is data analysis in a better way. Let it open. And here in this report also, I'm showing the same data orders data case. Right. So I'm having one table here. There is a table here called orders table. So in this table, how many rows is there? Near 10,000. 10,000 orders data will have. Now let's take one simple example. I'm having one column here called reason column. there is a column called region. And these are the different regions I'm doing the business. Now there is a column called sales column. Now I want to understand region wise, what is the sales? Now tell me, now the data is in the form of table here. It is possible for you to understand each which region is doing what sales? No, it is not possible, guys. So now what I'm doing here is, whatever the data is there in the form of table here, I'm showing the data here in the form of what? Visuals or reports. Now see here, there is a visual. Now in this visual, I'm showing what? Region, sales by region. Now by seeing this visual, easily you can understand which is the region doing the highest sales, which is that region doing the less sales. How much time it is taking for you to understand this data? Seconds. But here, it is possible? No, it is not possible, guys. That is the reason nowadays companies are preferred to analyze the data in the form of visuals or reports. These are all the visuals, guys. These are all the visuals. So group of visuals, a group of visuals, this complete is called as a report. Complete is called as what? One report. So here you can see, I'm showing the different values, total number of products they are selling, total sales, total profit, total number of orders placed, total discounts, sales by category, sales by region, sales by year-wise sales. So by seeing this report, so it is very easy for the business users to understand their business data, right? So this is about what's meant by data analysis. So now we understand about this 4-step business applications process in a detail. We understand each and every step in a detail. Now, whatever I discussed still now, let me go and mention those points here, guys. Whatever I discussed still now, let me just list out those points here. So here now, let me go and take what? Front-end applications. So I said that front-end applications means what? Let me list out those points. Front-end applications is nothing but creating the apps, comma, websites, comma, chatbots, right? Fine. And next, data sources. I said that data sources means what? The place where the companies will store the data. The place where the companies will store their business data is known as data sources, right? And next, automation. I said that automation means what? Let me keep here. Automation is nothing but doing certain repeated work automatically without any human interactions, without any human interactions. So if you are doing some work automatically without any human interactions, then we'll call it as what? Automations. And next, finally, data analysis. Data analysis means what? Let me keep here. It is one process, guys. It is one process. Let me keep here the process of converting the business data into what? Actionable information. Actionable information means what? Visuals or reports. So why I'm calling this visuals or reports as an actionable information? Because if you see, by seeing these visuals, they'll take some actions, guys. I'll give an example. By seeing this visual, they can understand that South is the region which is doing very less sales. So now, immediately, they'll go and conduct one meeting with the South region manager. It is an action. And they'll come to know why South region is doing very less sales. By understanding the reasons from the South region sales manager, and the top level management will take some actions, how to increase the sales in the South region. So by seeing the visuals as they are taking some actions, that's why I'm calling these visuals or reports are what? Actionable information. So I used one word called process the data. The process of converting the business data into what? Actionable. So that means the data in the form of tables here. If you want to show that data in the form of visuals or reports, here in between this, there is one process we need to follow, guys. So what that process you'll be understanding, right? So this is all about the 4-step business applications process. Now we need to understand. How to implement this 4-step business applications process using what? Power Platform. We need to understand this point. How to implement this 4-step business applications process using Power Platform. And also this point, how to implement the business applications using Power Platform. Now let's try to understand. Now we need to understand how to implement this business applications process with the help of Power Platform software, right? So first, let me go and keep here what is Power Platform, guys. Already we know. Here I said that. Already we know. Here I said Power Platform is used for what? It is to implement the business applications. Already we know what is Power Platform, guys. So let me go and keep that point here. So what is Power Platform means? Microsoft Power Platform. Microsoft Power Platform is used to implement the business applications process of an organization. Simple. It is to implement the 4-step business applications process of an organization. Now, I want to implement this process now. I want to implement this 4-step business applications process using what? Power Platform, right? Fine. So before going to understand how to implement this 4-step business applications using Power Platform, we'll understand one more point here. That is Power Platform architecture. So first understand the architecture, guys. If you know the Power Platform architecture, then understanding how to implement this using Power Platform will become easy for us. So let me show you the Power Platform architecture. So as I said that this is what the Power Platform architecture, right? So now keep in mind, first of all, you need to keep in mind 2 points here. The first point we need to keep in mind here is this Power Platform is used for what? It is to implement the 4-step business applications process. And the second point we need to keep in mind, Power Platform means don't think that it is a single software, guys. Don't think that Power Platform means it is a single software. No, Power Platform means it is not a single software. Power Platform means it is a collection of softwares. There are different softwares here we have. We'll understand now what the different softwares will have and how to go and use them. For now, keep in mind these 2 points, guys. And now let's start understanding the implementation process. As we know, Power Platform is to implement the business applications process. In the business applications process, always, as we know, recommended to start with what? Front end. So now in the front end applications, to implement the front end applications, what the different softwares will have? Let me keep here. To implement the front end applications, what are the different softwares I'm having here? One is Power Apps. Second is Power Pages. Next, Power Virtual Agent. These are the 3 softwares we'll have to implement front end. Next, once after front end, second step is for what? Data sources. And now, here, if you want to store the business data, if you want to store what? Business data within the Power Platform. If you want to store your business data within the Power Platform, then go and use what? Dataverse. Now, what is Dataverse? Dataverse is an inbuilt, it is an inbuilt data storage software within the Power Platform, guys. What is Dataverse? Dataverse is an inbuilt data storage software within the Power Platform, right? So not only Dataverse, guys, even you can store the business data in other data sources like SQL Server, SharePoint, Oracle, MySQL, Excel, CSV, SAP, HANA, Dynamics 365. Like this, it will support almost all the different types of data sources. Not 1 or 2 data sources, guys. Here it is supporting hundreds and thousands of data sources, right? But inbuilt is what? Inbuilt is Dataverse. Fine. Once of the data sources, next third step is about what? Automations. Now to perform the automations, here we'll go and use which software? Power Automate. So to perform the automations, we'll go and use which software? Power Automate. And then Finally, data analysis, fourth step. Now to perform the data analysis, we'll go and use which software? Microsoft Power BI. Power BI is used for what? It is to create the reports or the visuals. So now these are all the different softwares we'll have in the Power Platform, guys. So now with the help of this collection of softwares, we are able to implement the four-step business applications process. So let me keep those points here. So now as we come to know, Power Platform is not a single software. As we come to know, Power Platform is not a single software. So Power Platform is a collection of softwares. So what are the different softwares we'll have in the Power Platform? Let me list out all those. The first one is what? I'll keep here Power Apps. Second, I'll keep here Power Automate. Next, I'll keep here Power BI. Next, I'll keep here Power Pages. Next, I'll keep here Power Virtual Agent. The sixth one is what? Dataverse. These are the different softwares. Totally, how many is there? 6 softwares is there. Now, with the help of this collection of softwares, we are going to implement this 4-step business applications process. Let's start implementing now. First, let me start with what? Front end. In the front end, first I want to create the apps. Now, to create the apps, go and use which software? Power Apps. So let me keep here. What is Power Apps now? Power Apps is used to create the apps or some forms within the Power Platform. So within the Power Platform, if you want to create the apps or the forms, then go and use what? Power Apps. And next, I want to create the websites. To create the websites, go and use what? Power Pages. So what is the use of this Power Pages? This Power Pages, Power Pages is used to
Hello. Hello, Venki.
create someone is
Hello.
yes,
Hello, Venki.
yes.
Yeah, I have one doubt. So
Please
I
make a
just
note.
wanted to
Please,
confirm if
please,
UI
please,
is
please make
UI part is in.
please make a note.
Mhm.
Please make it. Just give me a couple of minutes or 5 minutes, around 5 to 10 minutes. I'll complete the session. I'll take the questions. Just please
Okay.
make a note.
Okay. Sure, sure.
Right. So Power Pages is used to create the secured web pages. It is to create what? Web pages. So here in the Power Platform terminology, we don't call it as websites, guys. We'll call it as what? Web pages, right? And next, I want to create the chartboards now. So to create the chartboard, then go and use what? Power Virtual Agent. This Power Virtual Agent, they changed the name to Copilot Studio, guys. Within the Copilot Studio, we can create the agents. Let me keep here. So Power Virtual Agent is used to create the AI chatbots. What is meant by chatbots now? Chatbots are just like a customer support case. Chatbots are just like what? Customer support, right? Fine. And now we're done with front end. We understand what to need to create the apps, what to use to create the website, what to use to create chatbot. Next step 2 is what? Data sources. And now to store the data, I just said that you'll go and use which software? Dataverse. Within the Power Platform to store the data, go and use what? Dataverse. Now, what is Dataverse? Dataverse is a database software which is used to store the business data within the Power Platform. So within the Power Platform, if you want to store the business data, then go and use what? Dataverse, right? Fine. And next step is automation. Now to perform the automations, go and use which software? Power Automate. So now what is Power Automate? Let me keep here. So Power Automate is let me keep here. Power Automate is an automation software. It's an automation software which is used to which is used to automate the repeated work process, right? Fine. As I said that already, just a few minutes back, every company will have some repeated work process. Now I want to automate that process. To automate that process, I need to have an automation software. What that software I'm using here? Power Automate. So Power Automate is an automation software which is used to automate what? Repeated work, right? Fine. And next, finally, data analysis. Now to perform the data analysis, go and use which software? Power BI. So now what is Power BI? Power BI is a, let me keep here. Power BI is a data analytics software. It is a data analytics software which is used to analyze the business data stored in data sources. So Power BI is what software? It is a data analytics software, which is used for what? To analyze the business data stored in where? Data sources. Whatever the data stored in the data sources, to analyze the data, we'll use the Power BI software. So now, with the help of this collection of softwares in the Power Platform, now I am able to implement this business applications process or not? Yes. So this is how we can implement the 4-step business applications process with the help of this collection of softwares, right? So now also if you observe, whatever the softwares I listed, 6 softwares I listed here and their usages, the same 6 points I mentioned in the beginning of the session. I said that what you can implement in the Power Platform, I said that we can create the apps, can create some website, you can create the chatbot, you can do some automation, you can store the data, and you can do what? Data analysis. Whatever the 6 points I mentioned here. So by the end of this today's class, now we understand how to implement all these 6 components with the help of Power Platform. These are the different softwares. And also we understand why we need to implement them. So because this is the process we need to implement for every organization nowadays, right? So now I'm done with the session. So let me conclude the session first. Let me conclude it. So as I said that in today's class, you are going to understand the complete introduction to what? Power Platform. So what are the different points we covered in today's class? The first point we discussed about what is Power Platform. We understand about what is business applications. We understand about how to implement this business applications using Power Platform. And also we understand about what? We understand about the Power Platform architecture. And then next we understand what things we can implement within the Power Platform. And then we come to know who will use Power Platform and who will hire the Power Platform developers. Here we understand it. And then from here we understand that what is the need of business applications. Here we know that before going to start the business, companies need to do what? They need to implement business applications. Why? What's the need of business applications? Why they need to implement before starting the business? We understand here. But also we understand how to implement these business applications using what? Power Platform. So before going to understand how to implement using Power Platform, we need to understand one more point called what? Business applications process. So we understand this 4-step business applications process in a detailed way. And then finally, we come to know that how to implement this 4-step business applications process with the help of this collection of softwares in the Power Platform. We understand how to implement the business applications process with the help of this collection of softwares in the Power Platform, right? Fine. So I'm done with the session. So make a note. I'll take the questions now. Before that, just give me some couple of minutes of time. So make a note. So let me copy something from here. So to write everything, it will take some lot of time. I'll just copy something from here. Just copy it. So don't leave the session. I'm going to reveal something by the end of this today's class in the next 5 minutes. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to reveal something. Don't go away from the session. Please stay in the same session. Right. So make a note. Now, when the new batch will start, let us consider today is the demo. Now, this 1 hour is demo. We're done with the demo. So when the new batch will start, guys? New batch will start from tomorrow itself. New batch will start from tomorrow. Tomorrow's date is what? 5th of August. Tomorrow is Wednesday. From tomorrow onwards, we'll start the batch. And what's the timing of your batch? Morning 9 to 10:30, guys. So daily 1 to 1.5 hour session. As today is the demo, I'm taking for 11 o'clock, guys. But from tomorrow onwards, we'll start the batch. So from tomorrow onwards, your batch timing is what? From tomorrow onwards, every day, your class will start at 9 o'clock and we'll wind up at 10:30. Daily 1 to 1.5 hour session. So it depends on the content. It depends on the content we are discussing. So session will be from 1 hour to 1.5 hour session, right? And next point, coming 2 more classes are free, guys. So here you have the access to attend the 3 free classes. You don't want to pay any amount to us. It is completely free. So now today is the first class, right? Next coming 2 more classes are free. That means tomorrow and day after tomorrow you can attend for free. Now what I'll discuss there in the coming 2 more free classes, practicals. So practically at a high level, we'll understand how Power Platform softwares will work. So here in today's class, I haven't shown you even 1% practical case. Every point I discuss is theoretical here in today's class. So now what I'll do in the next class is from tomorrow onwards, coming 2 to 3 classes, I will explain you this 4-step business applications process practically. I'll show you practically how to create an app. And I will show you from app how to store the data in the data sources, how the data comes into the source. And then how we can store the data here in the form of tables. And whenever the data comes here into the data source, how to take that data as a reference and how we can do some automations. And also we'll understand by taking the data from the data sources, how to create the visuals or reports for data analysis purpose. The 4-step business applications process, I will explain you practically at a high level. At a high level, we'll understand how to implement that 4-step business applications process, right? Fine. So as it is free of cost, so coming 2 to 3 classes are free, where we'll discuss some practicals. Don't miss them, guys. Try to attend so that you'll get some practical knowledge, right? So this new batch details. When the batch starts, from tomorrow onwards, we'll start and the batch timings. And next, coming to today's class. Regarding today's class, I will share one mail with you. So if you want to get this email regarding today's class, online people, please drop your email address in the chat box. Please drop your email address in the chat box. Then only I'm able to send those recordings or today's class details with you. So regarding today's class, I'll share one mail. In that mail, you'll get what? Class notes, notepad, this complete notepad, this class notes I will share with you. So along with the class notes, you'll get what? A recorded video. Today's class video I will share. Along with that, I'll share what? Course content, right? I think all of you got the content. If still not, anyway, I will share it now. So this is the course content, guys. So here, clearly I listed what I am going to discuss in the next 2 months. 2 months is the duration. So topic wise, clearly I listed here. So I'll request you people, please go and walk through the content once so that you'll understand in a better way what we are going to cover in the coming classes, right? Fine. And now, next, the course duration. How many months the course duration is? 2 months. Daily 1 to 1.5 hour session, right? Fine. And now, next point, live classes access is for how many months, guys? 6 months from the date of join. See, tomorrow I'm going to start the batch. That means within 2 months, we'll complete the course. There is no doubt in that. But even after completion of the course, if you want to attend the live classes, so you have the access to attend the live classes up to how many months? 6 months, guys, from the date of joining. Let's say if you join today, from today onwards, you have the access to attend the live classes up to 6 months. And there is no constant timings here. It is up to you. Let's say you are joining for 9 a.m. It is not mean that you want to attend the classes only 9 a.m. So we have another slot at 7:30 p.m. evening. Even you can attend classes there also. There is no restrictions, guys. Join the class only at 9 a.m. And also there is no restrictions. You need to attend only one batch. No, you can attend in different timings based on your requirement. And also you can attend for multiple batches. There is no limit of attending the batches. You can attend multiple batches within 6 months. It is up to you, right? Fine. But I'm going to start your batch from tomorrow. Actually, the batch timings is from tomorrow onwards, 9 to 10:30, which we are going to complete in 2 months, right? Fine. And next, skills. I said that 2 months is the duration, right? Now, in this 2 months, what skills you will learn now? In the 2 months, what are the skills you are going to learn? So these are the skills you are going to learn in this 2 months of course duration, guys. What are the different skills? So we are going to concentrate more on Power Apps and Power Automate, guys. So in this different softwares in the Power Platform, in the 2 months of course, we are going to discuss about what? We are going to concentrate more on Power Apps and Power Automate. Within the Power Apps, we are going to discuss about what means Canvas apps. And within the Power Automate, we are going to discuss about the Cloud Flows. This both Power Apps and Power Automate, we are going to discuss from basics to advanced, guys. This course is not designed for freshers. You are going to learn here in this 2 months from basics, from very basics to advanced topics we'll cover. And also once after completion of the course, you can keep maximum of 3 years of experience relevant to Power Apps and Power Automate. That much knowledge you can gain here. This course, make a note, it is not designed for freshers. This course is designed keeping in mind the experienced people, right? Fine. And next, along with this Power Apps and Power Automate, we are going to discuss few data sources. The most commonly used data sources in the real time. One is SharePoint, Dataverse, and SQL. These are the 3 databases which we are going to use in Power Apps and Power Automate. You will be learning this also, right? This is what the skills you are going to learn in the 2 months, guys. And next, coming to the registered students, people, those who got registered. For the registered students, what the add-ons you'll get, what benefits you'll get, guys. Every day we'll share the class notes. Every class notes you will get it. And most importantly, you will get all the recordings. Even if you are missing the classes, if due to some reasons you are not able to attend the class today, so anyway you will get the recording, right? You can go and refer that recording while coming to the next class tomorrow. So how many years we have the access for the recordings? 2 years we have the access. And interview, I'll share the interview question answers. I'll share the resume templates. I'll share the projects with you to keep it in your resumes. Also we'll conduct what? Mock interviews, right? So these are all the things you'll get. Along with this, additionally what you'll get? License. So if you want to practice Power Apps, Power Automate, SharePoint, Dataverse, mainly these softwares, if you want to practice, then you need to purchase the Microsoft E3, not E3, E5 license, guys. You need to purchase which license? Microsoft E5 license. So if you want to purchase this license, it will be around 5,000 plus per month. 5,000 rupees plus per month. So you need to pay this amount to the Microsoft if you want to purchase this license, but you don't require, guys. I'll provide the same license to you up to 6 months for practice. Make a note, I'm not able to provide the licenses more than 6 months, guys. There is no one in India providing the license these many days. So how many days the course will be? Exactly, they will provide those many days only. 2 months means 2 months they'll provide the license. But I'm providing 6 months the license for you. Right, we'll share the usernames and passwords with you. With the help of that usernames and passwords, you can log into this account and you can start practice, right? You don't want to purchase it. And there is no extra charges. There is no additional amount, any amount for the license, guys. It is free of cost within the curriculum. And next, as I said, that live classes access is for how many months? 6 months from the data joining. So these are all the add-ons or benefits you'll get, people, those who got registered. And next, coming to the Power Platform training, we have one WhatsApp community, guys. So you people, please join in the community so that you will get the latest updates regarding the Power Platform training. Any update regarding the Power Platform training, I'll keep on posting in that community. So if you want to get the latest updates to your WhatsApp, you can join there. Not only that, even today's class video, today's class notes, next tomorrow's class, new batch details, new batch link, Zoom link, everything I will update in the same community. So if you want to get them into your WhatsApp, please join the community, guys, right? And also, if you have any questions regarding the fees details and other batch timings, you can reach out to my team. I am providing the front office team details also here in the chat box. If you want, you can reach out to them, guys. I am providing the front office team details in the chat box. If you want, you can just go and reach out to them, right? So now we'll go with the questions. Now, the most commonly asking question, guys. Before going to take the questions from your end, there is a most commonly asking. You have one question in your mind. So to learn Power Apps and Power Automate, is there any prerequisites? You need to have any prior knowledge to learn Power Apps and Power Automate? The answer is no, not required. No prerequisites to learn Power Apps and Power Automate, guys. Right? So why? Because here in Power Apps and Power Automate, majority of the work, 30 to, sorry, not 30, 60 to 70% of the work, 60 to 70% of the work will be done just by using some GUI options, guys. And remaining 30 to 40% of work will be done by using some functions. Functions means uh, how you'll have the functions in Excel like functions, right? Like filter function, lookup functions. How we'll have the functions in Excel. Same type of functions we'll have in Power Apps and Power Automate. Just we use the functions, guys. Here we don't write any programming language like C, Java, Python, .NET. No, not required. So as majority of the work will be done by using just drag and drop, remaining work also will be done just by using some functions. So you don't require any prior knowledge to learn Power Apps and Power. Anybody can learn this course. So let's take who are eligible to learn this course. Let's take who are having some career gap, or who wants to switch their careers, or who wants to shift the technology. People, let's take people those who are working in SharePoint, Power BI, .NET, Dynamics background, CRM background. Those people will, or they can learn Power Apps and Power Automate to shift their careers. And who are working in Power BI, and even freshers will have limited opportunities, but you can get it. If you get 1 or 2 calls, you are in a position to grab it, right? So these people can learn this course, guys. Anybody can eligible for this course because there is no coding is involved, right? Fine. So there is no prerequisite for this. Now I'll take the questions from your end, guys. So before going to take the questions from your end, try to understand for this batch, for your batch, which I'm going to start from tomorrow, we are providing an offer for this batch, guys. So actual fee is what? 18,000 is the fee for Power Apps, Power Automate for this skills. For this skills, 2 months duration. What the actual fee is? 18,000 is the fee. So now we are providing an offer for the students who got registered before starting the batch. So we are opening the pre-registrations for this batch. We are opening what? Pre-registrations. Per batch, only 20 students, not more than that. So people, those who got registered before starting the batch tomorrow on Wednesday, before start the, let me keep here, before start the new batch on tomorrow, before starting the new batch on tomorrow. So people, those who got registered, you'll get an offer of 5,000, guys, not 5,000. You'll get an offer of 5,000 rupees. You'll get, you can pay the 13,000 rupees for this batch, right? Make a note. This offer is eligible only before going to start the batch tomorrow. Tomorrow up to 9 a.m., this offer is active. After 9 a.m., no, you don't get this price, guys, right? People, this offer is helpful for the students who came through reference. Is there anyone came through reference here? So already you come here through your friends or some colleague references, right? So you can go and opt this offer, guys, right? Fine. So I'll stop here today. And I'll see you in the next class on when? Tomorrow. At what time? Morning 9 to 10:30 a.m. What we'll discuss there? Practicals. Practical at a high level. We'll understand how to implement this business applications. Right. So now I'll stop here. Now, if you have any questions, online people, now please raise your hands. First, raise your hands and I'll talk to you one-on-one.